Watch the TV, or you can watch the computer, or you can watch the machine. So this is all video recorded. I record them all. And I may actually have my voice being recorded now too. I don't quite know how I did that.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a bit of a tour and see what's where. Here's baby's head.
With the hands.
Yeah. Just turn up the intensity a little bit. Placenta. This is placenta. Everybody's placenta is in the same spot. So there's your stomach, like the skin. And there's placenta. This is your head end and your foot end, so it's wrapping around the front and around the back. This is where your diaphragm and your heart and whatnot are. Are you getting heartburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. It's very stiff here. There's no give, so lots of pressure. So baby's packed pretty tight. You let me know if I push too hard, okay?
Exactly.
So there's baby's face, right here. Eye socket. Lips and nose, there's baby's heart. So baby's sort of facing the camera at this point. Okay. There's face. And there's a leg up over the head. So there's the bottom, there's the back of the knee and the calf. So the foot is up here. This is umbilical cord. Looks like an arm up on the underside. So I'm looking for baby's bottom at the moment. There's tailbone. So we are looking between kind of below the bum. So there's one leg here and the other leg here. So gender is somewhere in the middle here. There's urinary bladder. Baby's not in the greatest position at the moment. The bum is pressed up against the placenta, and I'm wanting to see a bulge here. I'm trying to get the bottom at an angle where I can sort of see a little better. Unfortunately, your belly button is right where I need to be. So I'm trying to shoot through the belly button, and it's creating that dark shadow. See that keeps coming in? Let me see if I can. That shadow? That's your belly button causing that. So I'm trying. That's where I need to be to see the bump to confirm gender, and I can't shoot through that. See? So hopefully we'll get some movement before the end of this. It's pretty quiet in there.
Is he facing down or?
Sideways.
Sideways.
So there's the back, there's his neck. Okay, so let's see if I can locate his spine. So the camera is running along his spine at this point. He's curving back under your ribs. So back is towards dad. So it's 3/4 view facing the back, but towards me a little bit. So right now he's in a crappy position for photographing. But partly you're very small, so he really hasn't got a lot of room. So he's right squished in.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like I'm trying to photograph a pickle in the middle of the jar, but your jar is really small and the pickles are packed tight. So anywhere anything is touching, the machine can't separate the objects, so wherever they meet, when I peel something away, you'll get a hole where they were touching. So I'm going to do my best, but he's packed very tight. You should drink more water on a general basis. That makes more fluid. You want to have lots of fluid so you don't have dry birth. but your doctor will monitor all of that stuff. So there's a forearm, hand up at the face. Forearm, hand up at the face. And I believe we have a leg up at the face too. So everything that he has is up at his face. But, no, that's cord. So urinary bladder's right there, which means gender's in here. I do believe that could be gender, but there's also cord running between his legs. See? So I want to kind of confirm and make sure. Hey baby, wake up. Wake up. Let's get your heart rate and see if you're sleeping. I kind of think so because he's very still. There's his heart there.
But I can feel him moving inside.
Yeah, a little bit, but the baby that was here before was doing flips. Yeah, so this baby's very still compared. And before I do this, I think I want to blow it up a bit. He's middle. There's his heart. A little bit clearer. Recording. There we go, that's much clearer. Okay, we got a record. I think I can get a bit better read than that. That's not the best for sound recording, so hang on. Okay, just pause that for a second and check the recording. Did I squeeze it before I now? Okay. Oh, it went the wrong way, that's why. Now we're in record. Okay, so let's do this again. I need to be right where your belly button is. This just happens to be the height you're at right now. You're not on any medications or anything, are you?
No.
Okay. There we go, that's much better. Okay, that's much better. Photograph his heartbeat. In a good measure. 146 beats a minute, which is normal. So now I'm going to check this again. There, good. That part's taken care of. Okay, little buddy. So he's packed really, really tight. Even in 2D, he's hard to read. And your uterus, the height that you're at right now, right at that belly button line, which makes it hard. So I don't know that he's going to get great 3D shots, but let's give it a shot. How to try. There's no space around him at all. And that makes very, very difficult for 3D viewing. So I need space around that pickle. Otherwise the machine just use it as a blob. So let's see what we got. So we're going to experiment a little bit here. See what it needs to do for settings for your body. So everybody's different. So this is a leg up, the foot. His face is in here, but he's covering it up. There's his thigh, his knee, his leg, and his foot. Toe touching his face, which is up in here. I'm still working at clearing away to be able to see that, but it's looking like he's got an arm up there too. So there's his arm and his leg and foot up over. This could be can't tell if this is an arm and I think it's an arm. Yeah, because there's his elbow. So he's covering up his face almost completely. I'm going to try peeling that away to reveal his face, and we're peeling the face. So he's not going to cooperate, but we're not done yet. So bear with me a little bit. Yeah, he's packed so tight. You're very compact. Small jar. I don't know that he's a big baby per se, but he's definitely all squished in. Still trying to confirm gender. Again, I need to be right where your belly button is, and I just can't shoot through that.
Yeah, even before we can determine his gender too, because he's so very shy, and then
Yeah,
he's facing
yeah.
the other way.
So are you guessing that he's a boy?
No, but we already confirmed.
My cousin ultrasound, right? Because my cousin works at the hospital.
Oh, okay. So they were able to confirm?
Yeah, that's it, right?
Okay.
But the doctor says that it's a boy.
Okay, good. So he's already shifted positions. So now, how did you do that? Completely rolled. So he's bent. What's happening is he's bent up like this. Right? So I'm getting the top half of him and then the bottom half of him, and I'm like, what the? And I realized I had this happen the other day. So he's bent up like this. He's folded up like a lawn chair. So I'm seeing his feet where his head are. And so that's exactly what's going on. So depending on the angle of the probe, I can get one half of him or the other. So he's folded completely in half. Which is partially why I can't get his gender, because there's too much interference. You funny little kid. How do you bend like that? That's crazy. Yeah, so his face is completely buried in there. Completely. Yes, so there's everything up over his face. So legs, hands, placenta, everything touching. So even if I get in there, we're not going to be able to make that out. So I'm going to see if I can try a different angle. So let me know if I'm pushing too hard, okay? Let me try this angle, see if that's any better. At least there's an eye socket that we can recognize, right? Okay, shallow. So let me try this technique. Half there. Yeah, this is not, I know what I'm looking at, but it's not fair because it's your experience and you need to know what you're looking at. So he's just unbelievably tight. So, see this dark area?
Yeah.
This is what we need around his face in order to be able to see it. See how it's touching?
Yeah.
This is the problem. So there's his knee. It's an umbilical cord right up against his face. There's his arm. There's more umbilical cord on his face. So his face is, there's his face. You can see it a little bit, completely blocked. There's his eye socket, so he's touching right here. See how his knee is bent? There's a foot, his little shin, his knee, and there's his bum there. Actually, there's gender.
Boy, right?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to photograph that again. A little hard to make out, but it's right there. So we've got that confirmed. Thank you much, little buddy. That's a cross section of one of his legs. So you can see, you can still see it there. This is his bottom part. There's his bum, his thigh, and his legs bent that way, and there's his little foot tapping, moving his toes.
Well, good.
Look at him tapping his foot. He's got music going on. He's got iPod in there. So let me see if I can get anything out of this. It's just packed so tight. And then what happens is all that stuff obscures the face. Well, we need to see an eyes and a nose in order to understand what we're looking at. And if everything's touching, then we just can't make out what the face is. It just looks like ginger root. Now you understand why I'm a little bit late, because this is what the babies have been doing, and I keep trying different tricks to try to be able to see the face. Because everybody wants to know what baby looks like. So we got a leg and a foot so far. An arm. So there's 3 limbs, 2 legs and an arm. So here's the 2 legs and the arm coming across. So the face is back in here, I would suspect. Oh, straight legs. So we're looking at the back of the knees, calf. Feet are touching, so they're disappearing. Let me see if I can peel any of this back to reveal a face. Oh, you little monkey. You showed us your bum. Obviously you want him to go shopping. They want to see what you look like. Little bit of a face appearing back here. Just a little teeny bit. So there's the curve of the head, the forehead. The face is back in here. That's no good. Oh, just appearing out from under here, but there's an umbilical cord in front of it. See all this? There's the chin and the nose back in here, but there's umbilical cord. The arm is straight up over. So here's face back in here. There's that, like a 3/4 view. So I create as much contrast as I dare. Let's see if peeling, no, because if I peel this away, you're just going to get holes anyway. Yeah. Oh, you funny little guy. So he's been difficult to view all along. Sometimes they're just like that. It's because of the shape of your uterus. So some are around like this. Those work, but yours is shaped like that. And so the baby's touching all the way along on all sides. Right? So that's the problem that we're having. And he has had to fold up because you're not very big. You're actually quite tiny. So yeah, see, he's folded right over. There's his spine there and his legs. His head's over here. So he's folded up like this, like a U. Oh, that's got to be uncomfortable. Look at that. So normally at this many weeks, they have quite a bit of room to be flipping and rolling and doing all kinds of stuff, and they can move and you don't feel it all. But he's packed as tight as can be. So you're as packed now as you would be at about 35 weeks,
Oh.
right? Only you're just going to get bigger now, right? So probably, well, I don't know. With you, probably 20 weeks would have been about the maximum to be able to get decent shots because he just filled out too quick for how tiny you are. This is not abnormal. See this nice open dark area here? That's what I want in front of his face. I have it at the back of his head. Not very helpful.
So how can I do that? Like, how to make him have a big space?
I don't think you can because of how you're carrying. The more water you drink, you create more fluid. That's helpful. But because of how your placenta is located, and so every pregnancy is different. Those shots are very rare. Yes. So to me, they oversell I call those the Da Vinci face shot. They totally oversell those. Those are very hard to get.
Oh.
So that's why I focus. If I can't get the face shot, then I'm interested in getting to know the baby, spending time with the baby, seeing the baby, right? Because that makes families stronger, right? So it's more about the experience then at that point. So your baby is folded up and packed right tight, which is fine. The baby's comfortable, but you're tiny, right? So you're not going to get all that big. But the way the baby's facing in with everything touching the face, that means there's just no way to get in.
My sister-in-law came here too, the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they didn't get any. Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't get any facial.
Twins are so hard to do. So your sister and you were pregnant at the same time?
Yeah,
Well,
we
that's
have
fine.
the same gene.
Well, my son there is 2 months behind my nephew,
Oh.
right? So we were pregnant at the same time also. But so the problem is that both of you are really tight, right? And then with twins, if they're located top and bottom, it's okay. But hers are located side to side. And so what happens is they get up in under the ribs. So I have both hip bones and ribs in the way. When they're sideways, I can see them. So that's the problem. But how fun that you guys are pregnant at the same time, right? Because they grow up together.
And the twins is like a boy and girl.
Yes, yeah. The boy was over there and the girl was over here. They did show us their bums though, so we could confirm the gender, but they wouldn't let us see face. I tried twice. I think she came in twice, didn't she?
Just one.
Was it just once? Okay. Had a few people who come in that look a little bit similar, but I see a lot of babies. I see a lot of bare tummies. It's funny because I see people in the mall. It's like, yeah, I know you. Okay, so there's face. Let me see if I can. So if we can't get any photos, what I'll do is just give you the video because then it makes more sense. So I'll do that in place of the photo because sometimes it just doesn't and the video makes more sense to look at because what matters is that you get to go home with a sense of your baby. Right? And with everything up in front of the face like that, there's just not much I can do. And I don't think that having you back later will help. I think it's going to make the problem even worse. Because the problem is, you're just packed too tight. So there is a face in there.
Oh,
You just barely see. Yeah. So there's the lips, nose, and mouth right here. Something's cutting across, umbilical cord, touching right there. So there is a face in there. So let's just sit and wait for a second. Sometimes they move or do something. No kidding, eh?
Wake up. Oh.
So there's eye socket, bridge of the nose. There's something. There's so much in front of them. I can't believe the machine's picking it up at all, actually. there's eyebrow, eye socket, bridge of the nose, nose, mouth, chin, cheeks, and then the rest of the head.
What is the black one?
Here, there,
Yeah.
touching the placenta. It's touching here too. So anywhere it's touching, it's going to disappear. So this is the closest we get to 3D pictures at this point. Everything is just so tightly packed. And that happens, so you're not the only one.
Looking at you, who does he look like?
It's disappointing, you know. Yeah, there's no space. No space at all. He's touching all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way around there. So now we're looking at the crown and the head. Now you can see all that's touching. That's what the problem is. And there's no fixing that. We are not very big. That's the back of the head. This is the front. So, see this space? You think, oh, we can see something. Nope, because look, it's full. With leg and whatnot. And because he's bent over, I would like to give you a nice, like, long body shot of his spine and everything, but that's just not the way he's positioned. So now we're back under the bum again. So, the only space he's got is behind his bum.
Oh.
Strangely enough. See how we go bum head, that means he's bent. Usually they're not bent, they'll be straight and the knees will be this way. He's actually curled like a U, like this.
Is he not hurting?
No, he's perfectly content. See, there's his 2 feet and his hands and his cord. Everything he's got right in front of, here's his face. There's his arms and his feet. So he's playing with his feet and he's playing with the cord a little bit. So there's his 2 legs and his 2 arms. So the shot I'm trying to get is across here, and I can't get to it because of all this stuff in the way. See, look at it's all stacked. Everything touching like in a row. Funny little guy. So this is the top of his head, right? We're looking down at the crown. So that's his crown right there. So his nose is down here. There's all this stuff. And he's busy, he's playing around. Looks good otherwise, but he's not going to show us anything. So like I said, what we'll do, because we can't get you a good photos, we'll just give you the video in place. At least you get to see him. There's his face. In 2D you can see it. There's his lips and his nose. You have to see just a little bit. He's got fat cheeks. Looks good otherwise though. Strong heart. And everything's just folded up. So when he's born, he'll be in a ball. Alright, little baby. We tried. Oh, we've got gel over everything. It works both ways. Like I get moms in that are really large, like over 200 pounds. Can't see anything. Too much weight. So if you're there and you think, oh, yay, I've got a really skinny mom. Same problem, but for a different reason. Right? So the super tight, so everything's all packed, or nice and large, but you can't see through all that layers of flesh. Oops. Here's some wet ones, so that you don't get itchy. So, like I say, the thought process is that would another day, if they had you back, would that change anything? No, because the problem is just